Peace world, what's good? It's Wyking. We here for another episode. Africatown Media Studios at the Black Dot Underground. And we have a very special guest in the building today. None other than Tre Simmons, Garfield, UW, legend, basketball star, professional basketball, career, entrepreneur, and just, a legend from the district, man. Welcome, Tre.
Wyking.
You taking us back, huh? Let's get that mixtape going. DJ Cool Kid, huh? How's your styles, man? Hey, man, it's good to have you.
Yeah, I'm good to be here, man.
Yeah.
Like what you guys is doing, man. Keeping it in the community.
We got to. We got a lot of, powerful, successful stories in the community that we just have to, lift up high and promote, as inspiration for the next generation as well as people right now. That's our objective. So, man, it's an honor to have you in here to talk about, your journey and even some of the new things that you got on the table, man. So, for those that don't know, because we are talking to the world, as well as we talking to the, to the district and those that's connected. But tell us a little bit about your journey to this point.
Man, it's from the outside looking in, it looked like it was all good, but I had a rough journey. I mean, out of high school, I didn't go straight to college. I tried to, but it didn't work out. Worked at Mercedes-Benz for a little bit, tried to go to Bellevue College, that didn't work out. And then, my mom told me I gotta get up out of here. So late Lou Hobson helped me get to Texas, junior college, a big junior college down there. And that's when everything kind of started. So I went to Texas, came back, went to Green River, committed to UW, and then that's when everything started rolling.
Started rolling, huh? I mean, we knew. I mean, but even before, so you grew up in the Central District.
Yeah.
You a true lifer, right?
Yeah, my grandma lived in the Valley, on Valley Street, on 28th and Valley. So that was
Valley Hood, huh?
Yeah, on Valley Hood, man. So that was our base right there, because, growing up, my mom and my two sisters, we moved around a lot. Like, I think we moved around like 8 times, throughout elementary to high school. So my base was Valley.
Yeah, man. So, and you always carried that with you wherever you went. I remember you in high school, man. You was like my favorite player on the team. I was like, who's this guy here, man? Silky Smooth over there, But just speaking to your experience that you kind of gave us a little insight to, this title of the Underdog, it kind of, got attached, and I think you even embraced this. Man, tell us a little bit how that, how that grew with you or grew on you.
Like I said, man, like, it wasn't always easy for me. Even at Garfield, I wasn't, we had Roy Dale Smiley, we had Ed Roy, Brandon Roy's brother, and then it was me, So I was always the underdog, even coming out of high school, I had to go to 4 JUCOs just to get to UW.
Wow.
So, but I kept myself motivated, and I wanted the nice things, seeing cats around here riding nice whips, got money, but I wanted to do it the right way. And, it was just really self-motivation for me, to have nice things, have a nice house, and I just stuck with it, and I think, the Underdog should be my middle name.
Right. And so, I mean, but each time it's like you rose to the occasion, So you said once things got rolling, you was able to make it back to the UW. You guys had a real serious team out there, and you was a key factor in that, So what was that experience like? Finally getting back and being there with like, it was almost like the renaissance of UW basketball.
I mean, the great thing about it was we was hooping with our boys. You know what I'm saying? We had
most. For those that don't know, right. Who were those? What was that crew?
Nate Robinson, Will Conroy, Brandon Roy. We had Anthony Washington, myself. We was all from Seattle. We was all from the inner city.
Right.
So pretty much Dev C. Will kind of told Romar to recruit me when I was in Texas.
That's true brotherhood right there.
Yep. So he came down to see me, and they liked me.
That's what's up, man. And so from the UW, you know, a great career there. You guys had some good runs. You was able to get to the next level. I mean, this is rare air that you know you made it to. We have a lot of talent that comes out of the out of the six now. We are a basketball city, but still to get to that next level, to make a career, to make a livelihood out of hoop is like, you know, that's like a blessing, man. And you was able to do that, and you ended up taking the road abroad. You know, tell us a little bit about what's that, leaving the CD and leaving where you know really knew and going out into the world.
It's you got to have a different mentality to leave out the country. Ain't really been to too many places. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I really didn't care. Like that was my goal. You know, my goal was to make money. Period. I didn't matter if I was playing hoop or what. I just wanted to have a good job. Right. So my goal was just to make some cheese, because I ain't never had, you know, cheese like that. So that was really my goal, man. You got to have a different mentality, because there's a lot of players that went overseas and just couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? And for instance, Tony Roden's a perfect example. Like a few years ago, I talked to him. I was like, yo, I got a deal for you, blah, blah, blah. He was like, bro, I'm going to be honest. I'm not ready. I ain't mentally ready for it. So, but now he is. Now he's killing over there.
Yeah.
So it's just a mentality. That's all.
And so, what are some of the places that you had to, you know, you got out, and where'd you play?
I played in Greece, Spain, Israel, France, Russia, and Czech Republic. And I played in Puerto Rico too. But
wow, man, I mean, you really, basketball was able to take you to see the world. It sounds like. So what was that? You know, just outside of playing and being able to basically, you know, provide for yourself and get to the bag, you know, from hoop. What was it like, just as, you know, in terms of a person going out into the world, and you know, a lot of times in the U.S. it's kind of like a bubble, you know what I mean, and we don't really know about the rest of the world. What was that like for you, like seeing and experiencing different cultures?
I mean, for one, you had to grow up fast, you know, and for me, I can always adapt to my environment, so it was easy for me. In each country I go to, I can always adapt.
Did you learn languages?
So, yeah, a little bit of Hebrew.
Enough to be like, how do I get some food? How to, you know?
But you know what? Everybody spoke English over there, and there was a lot of Americans over there.
Okay.
You know, like when I first got my first deal going to Israel, I didn't know. I was like, man, camels or something going on? Desert? I didn't know what was going on. Man, I got over there, man, it looked like Miami.
Yeah, city, right?
You know? So, but, man, experience was great, man. You know, people always telling me to take pictures and stuff, but, you know, I didn't really do all that. But like I said, I just know how to adapt.
Man, this was like almost a decade and a half, right? Your run was like
14 years.
14 years, you know, and you would spend what, like 9-10 months overseas, and then a couple back.
Yep.
Man, so when did you retire? Or are you retired? You know,
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, because I played in the Big Three this past summer.
Oh, that's right.
So I played in the Big Three this past summer. So I mean,
you're not really retired. You know, you retired from the international.
Yeah, I'm retired from international for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if the league come knocking,
yeah,
you shooting up.
Yeah, I'm shooting up for sure.
But overall, you have basically transitioned back to, you know, being back in the city more, you know. I mean, that's, you know, you're also a family man, you know, which is a wonderful thing, man. I know that had to be kind of stressful, you know what I mean, to hold that down over time. But what has it been like, you know, transitioning back to the town and everything?
It's been busy, man.
Okay.
You know, I got 2 daughters. You know, one's in gymnastics full time. The other one runs track. Now she's in this nutcracker, man. I got us running around everywhere.
Okay.
And then I got me coaching Rotary, Coach Garfield. I'm also working at Garfield. So then I got my wife, you know, running around, you know. So it's been pretty busy, man.
Man, That's good. So you ain't have time to like, be down and, really have, like, what am I gonna do with myself? You jump right back into the, active. You're very active. And you also putting your hands in the entrepreneurial world.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, let's tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I just released my brand on Monday, TrueMotivation, and as it goes on, you'll everybody get a better perspective of me about what true motivation is, about being an underdog, what I talked about earlier, and self-motivation. Always motivate yourself, and that was just me. That's my book. Just being self-motivated.
And for those that don't know, what is True Motivation, the brand that you launched? What does it consist of?
As far as clothing, or
just the clothing.
Right now it's just a clothing brand right now, but I'm gonna branch out to different venues. But as far as now, it's gonna be clothing and just gonna be of what I do around the community. As far as coat giveaways, going downtown, feeding 100, 200 homeless people, giving away socks, just doing things in the community, and then we're gonna branch off to.
You've been doing back to school. You've been doing the camps.
Yeah, back to school, backpack giveaways, and then I'm gonna start doing True Motivation camps. So it's not necessarily gonna be just sports. We can have people like y'all come in. Have a little, have a meeting first, and then have
just giving up that motivation. Huh?
Yeah, and just being an advocate for people. Mm-hmm.
Why is that important to you?
I think it's the people that I surrounded myself with. I look up to people, not even like entertainers, and then I'm looking up to people like around me, like for you, like my guy EC, just older cats that steered me the right way. So I want to steer the kids the right way.
Man, you're doing a great job right off the rip, man. We appreciate you, coming back and being, just really rooted in the soil in the community like that. As an entrepreneur, no matter where you coming from, being in business is not an easy thing, right? So, where did is this your first entrepreneurial venture, or have you been doing things along the way?
Yeah, this is my first real one.
Okay.
This is my first real one.
All right. And so what are some of the challenges that, you face to get to launch? And congratulations on you launched this week. It's Black Friday, right?
Black Friday.
Everybody could go online to, where they
TrueMotivation LLC.com.
There we go. But what has that journey been like, and what has been some of the obstacles you had to overcome?
It's been pretty easy, but I had my thoughts about should I do it, But I was like, man, can you cuss on here? Not really. Okay. So I just put it out there, man. It was a pretty easy process, because of the people that I'm partnering.
You got a team,
right? People that I'm partnering with made it easy for me too. So, but the thing is maintaining it.
Right.
I mean, you can get something, but can you keep it?
Right. Yeah.
So
that initial energy might be good.
How can you keep it at this level?
Right. Right.
So that's gonna be the hard part, but it's gonna be a challenge. But
what's another challenge for you? Right.
Exactly.
Taking them on.
Exactly.
Man. So definitely go check out that True Motivation. And then you're on IG and all that, right?
IG, yep.
Twitter and all that.
True Motivation LLC on IG.
Okay. So, all right, you pretty much were gone for like 14 years for most of the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
What, you grew up in the city, a lot of changes have been happening. What are your thoughts on, and how have the change, how do you feel about, how things have changed in the community in Seattle and whatnot?
It's tough because, I'll be gone for 10 months. I come back, I see a couple buildings up. Next couple of years, I'm gone. I come back, and I'm gonna keep it funky. I see a white person running down the street on Cherry. I'm like, man, what's going on? like this is different, you know?
Daycares and everything.
Yeah, but what I am happy is to see you guys still in the community, and Earl's still in the community, you know. And D-Pick, you know, D-Pick's, you know, got his business right off Union. So, and that's things we got to do, man. We got to stick together. Like you see all these other cultures sticking together and staying in their areas, Beacon Hill. The South End, you know, East Africans, you know. So I think Black people got to be more aware and help each other out, because you know sometimes some of us have that mentality like, well, nah, I'm gonna do it on my own.
Right,
you know,
right.
we got to come together and stay in the CD.
Right. At least have a legacy, right? Like you
Right.
said, your grandparents. You know, how long were your grandparents there? You know,
30, 40 years.
Yeah. See, so we don't want our stuff. Like I say, man, it should never be like we were never here.
Right.
You know, like all the Asian community don't live in the Chinatown International District, but that's still like their hub. You know,
Yep.
if you come to Seattle and you want to go experience it, you know,
Right.
and so we should have something like that. So that's what we've been striving to work on.
And another thing is, like, 10 years ago, I used to have cats come from Cincinnati,
Right.
Wisconsin. They're like, man, black people live in Seattle?
Right.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm gonna show you.
Right.
Take it. They're like, damn. Like, okay, you guys
Yeah.
got it popping over here.
Yeah.
So, but now, like,
Where you gonna take them to eat?
where can
or
I take
whatever,
them?
Right. Yeah.
You know
We're working hard on that, man. We striving to get these
Yeah.
buildings up. Get our businesses back in the community. And so. Like I said, the home team, man. We, the home team, embrace that. We trying to NFA on the community development, man.
Right.
We trying to be for real and serious about it. So, man, what are some of your future, aspirations around, business, or you just taking it,
Man, I'm just taking it week by week right now.
Mm-hmm.
But my wife is a doctor now, so she's
another CD success story.
exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
She's from the
way
CD.
back,
She's from
cheerleading.
She's from the CD too. So she's a she's a nurse.
running the cheerleaders.
She's a nurse practitioner, and she's been about 6 months now.
Man, it sounds like a power couple going
Yeah,
on right
so
now.
she-
What's up,
she-
CD power couple,
Yeah.
man. Congratulations to both of y'all.
The Obama and Michelle,
Hey.
low budget,
Hey.
but we'll take it. But now she wants to start her own business too for women's health care.
Oh man,
So,
that's so important.
We're gonna work on that too.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so we had this. We working on getting the space ready. So
Yeah.
that's good to hear. What are some of the things that as a student athlete, as a young brother growing up in the community, maybe some of the things you wish you knew at that time, if you could go back, to freshman year in high school, sophomore year in high school, what are some of the things that you think would have been of value?
Man, I would have took school more seriously. I didn't start taking school serious until my junior year, and that's when my grandpa passed. So that's when like it clicked. But that GPA is everything. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even take the SATs because I just knew I wasn't gonna go to D1. So, but I say grades, man. You got to have that GPA up in order to get to these different colleges you want to go to. I got this list, the percentage of if you have a certain GPA, this is the percentage of college that's gonna choose you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a 2.0, only 8% of the colleges is gonna choose you. If you have a 3.0, you got 50%. If you got a 3.8, then you got 90%.
So your options.
So yeah, your options get bigger when your GPA goes up.
Yeah.
So I mean that's self-explanatory, but I wish I would took care of my grades earlier.
Right. But you did come back, right?
I came back.
And UW,
I came back for sure.
you alumni, right?
Yeah, graduated a couple years ago.
Hey man, so that right there, speaks. A lot of people may not know that, but you took your life. You understood there was more to your life than than just on the court.
Mm-hmm.
So it's great to see continue to winning and putting points on the board, man. That's what we know you for.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the points on the
Trey
board.
Murder. You know what I'm saying? He's straight. You know what I mean? A recognized shooter.
Yeah.
Huh? Top shotter.
Top shotter.
Hey.
7 championships.
Hey. Could we talk? Say that again, man. How many rings?
Robert Horry.
On the low, huh? Hey, that's what I'm talking about. Man, we get into a session where we talk about. Well, let me talk about this one. I don't know. It was an article that talked about automation. You know how like things are being automated, and as more automation happen, black men are the ones who are vulnerable to losing the most jobs.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts about that as far as, when you're dealing with, young athletes or just young brothers in the community, and, what are your thoughts about how we should be moving, in terms of the economy,
Man, create your own business. So you ain't got to worry about that. Create your own business. Whatever you got, try to get your boys or somebody to put up with you and create your own business. That's the only way we're gonna get by. And if you don't want to work for nobody, work for yourself.
That's a fact. Was that always in your mind, or is that something that grew on you over time, or you always knew you wanted to be?
For sure. I mean, I work at Garfield, but that's something that I chose. That's something that I love. I wake up in the morning and I love to go to work to help these kids, like every morning. Do something that you love. You don't want to go to work and be miserable, every day just to get a check. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. What are 3 books that have put some light on your path or profoundly affected the way you move in the world?
I ain't no big reader, but remember that book you gave me years ago?
How to Hustle and Win?
How to Hustle and Win.
Okay. All right.
That book was real. I say that in the Bible.
Okay. Keep you grounded.
Yeah.
Who are some of your real time inspirations or models, people whose pathways, or footprints you may look to, like, a little bit as a guide or whatnot?
Just the people who I surround myself with right now. On this turf, not nobody you see on TV or nothing. Just the people around here.
Yeah. Any good podcasts, blogs, YouTube channels that help keep you on your toes?
Black Dot.
We'll take it, man. We'll take it.
Yeah, I seen deep pics. I've seen a little bit of deep pics.
Yeah.
And I liked it.
Okay.
He got a nice little story too, man.
Man, y'all, that's what we're striving to do, man. Shout out to, the Africatown media team and the folks behind the scenes, Big O, Eric, calligraphy, lifting up our own stories. Like you said, you don't have to look far out to TV or anything. There's real people around you that provide that inspiration and guidance, and we're just striving to, lift up stories, and they're doing a wonderful job, even digging back, bringing up history. I don't know if you've seen, like, the Throwback Thursdays, but they be dropping some serious, like, CD history about people that was doing what you talking about 40, 50, 60, 80 years ago. I'd be like, okay, this is the legacy that we're striving to continue, man. Man, tell us about, so you coaching, we know there's a great legacy at Garfield, man, the purple and white. What's it looking like right now up there on the basketball court?
It's looking pretty good right now. First game's on Tuesday at Garfield. Play Chief Self. Brandon Roy's back, so we're just gonna have a lot of fun this year. We're gonna have a lot of fun, especially with Brandon Roy and myself collabing now. Because he's loose and I'm loose too. It's gonna be fun.
Okay.
We got some talent.
So we be looking for another, some more trophies coming back to the house.
Yeah, we're trying to bring that trophy back to 23rd, man.
Yeah.
That's a great question, man. I don't know, man. I always just been humble, you know? It didn't matter how much money I made or how much, and nothing. Like I always stay true to myself, you know what I'm saying? And the people that are in this community love me, so why not come back? You know, I can see if, they was talking down on me or whatever, but I think that was just my personality and my humbleness. And I mean, I always love coming back. Like,
it's like a lot of people. We always been rooting for you, man.
Yeah, and that's another thing, man. I appreciate that too, man. And I think that boils down to just being humble, man. Being humble and staying true to yourself.
Yeah. I had a next question too. Just I wanted to, you talked a lot about, black ownership, black entrepreneurship, and the fact that now that you come back from overseas, you got an opportunity to play in the Big Three, which is owned by Ice Cube, right? Yeah. What was that like to be able to play in a black-owned? Was that the first time playing in a black-owned league?
Yeah.
And what was that? Yeah. What was that experience like?
It was like being in the NBA. It was fun, They took care of you, like. And Ice Cube was at every game, like sitting on the sideline. He's approachable. He's a good dude. He was always at every game, rooting for all of us. He didn't care who won or lost or whatever. But it was a great experience of just receiving that, just being at that high level and playing against former NBA players, Steven Jackson and all these guys, man. And they showed me a lot of love too. I just wish I would have played a little more, man.
Yeah.
GP was acting funny, man. I ain't gonna front.
Hey, yeah. So I just wanted to ask about that because a lot of times we talk about the fact that you look at a basketball team, it's 80-90% black. You know what I mean? But we're not the owners. You know what I mean? The same thing in football. But people are very nervous. Like, man, they can't imagine necessarily having a black-owned league, but he actually is doing it and succeeding. It's growing, So,
and I think, a lot of blacks are too content. They want to just stay where they're at. Okay, I'm making this money. I'm cool. Unlike, LeBron or Michael Jordan. Who else was a part owner? Was it Nelly or Usher?
Nelly and Usher, I think, both have ownership in some of the teams.
Yeah, so that's what I say. You gotta utilize what they give you, and step it up.
Keep going. Keep elevating your game, man. Well, it's been good. Like I said, hopefully this won't be the last time you come in, and talk about community, business, and just what's happening from a real level. And we know you're a real live comedian too, so we might have to just let you, what I'm saying, let loose a little bit. You know what I mean? I know you was playing it conservative today.
I don't know if it was PG or what, man. I ain't know what to expect. Y'all should have told me that before, man.
Anything else you want to say to the community? Oh, definitely give up your talk about the brand again. Is it a Black Friday sale going on? Or?
There's a Black Friday sale. It ends tonight. TrueMotivation LLC.com. Get your merch. TrueMotivation LLC at IG. You can also follow me on Instagram, TreMurder13. There's some funnies in there. There's always gonna be some funnies.
Make sure
because I'm just a funny guy.
Your kick game is right.
Check in.
All right, so that's a wrap for today. Been another great episode. Y'all know what it is. Tap in, don't tap out. Peace.